Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
We're back at you in Gloves Off, and today I have a great guy and friend for a long time, and he's stepping up, and he signed his name to run for District 6 City Council. Fernando Baldazo. How are you doing, Fernando?
Hey, how are you, Bob? Nice to see you.
It's good to see you. It's been a long time.
Yes, sir.
You're looking good.
Thank you.
But, here's the number one question I'm going to tell everybody. Why run? What's the main reason you're going to say, you know what, I'm running?
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting that question a lot. The main reason, I've been helping the community for so long, over 3 decades. We brought, with sporting events, we made a local race that we have, a mountain bike race. We turned it into a state race, and we brought in 700 people, that would help in the economy. So I've always been an advocate in helping Laredo, the city, that's given me so much. And lately, probably the last 6-7 years, I've been involved more with the cycling community. That has given me a chance to go into city council, either in person, city council meetings in person, or virtually. It depends where I'm at or what's going to be discussed. So I always approach city council most of the time with an issue regarding the community. I try to not only tell them if there's something wrong, what's the outcome of that proposition they're making, but also to provide possible solutions. And they've been really open, and I've been helping and dealing with our city council and complementing each other. They listen to me, and we work together, and we've been able to come out with some really good solutions for several issues in the city. So I've been enjoying all this process. And I think it's time for me to be able to do more for the community. I need to get in there to continue some of the projects that I've been working on for the last 6-7 years.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things that are going on in the city right now. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say that we're spinning downward. We're not going. They say we're progressing, but we're progressing down. We're not progressing up. There's a lot of people saying that there's a lot of corruption. I haven't seen it. I've never seen it with my eyes of these administrations, right? But a lot of people always talk about that there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of issues that come in play. There's not only from the police, from the taxes, from the water, and all those things.
Yeah. And
what are the main issues that you would say, this is what...
And let me just explain to people that corruption doesn't mean the exchange of money for a favor. Sometimes it's putting somebody that's not qualified in a position that he shouldn't be there because he's our friend, our compadre, my friend's friend. And that's actually the root of the problem that we're having with the water. And that's a topic. I was the only one who did an investigation, a thorough investigation into what really happened with the water system. And it's posted, and I'll post it on my Facebook page, and I'll post it on a web page that I'm creating. The main issue was we had unqualified people at the water plant doing the job of engineers. And that's the root of the problem, and that's corruption, because they have friends in there that are not qualified to do the job. That's the main reason we have all these issues. The solutions that I have, not only for the problem with water, our high taxes, the lack of green space for our youth, we need to get them out of computer, we need to have into healthy lifestyles. All of the solutions that I have, they can be implemented on week 1 without any cost to the taxpayer.
All that is great because we've always been around in different sports. I used to bike a long time ago. We used to do BMX for a long time. Mm-hmm. We won several races here in Laredo and Houston. I remember one time I got second place in the state. Way back when.
Yeah.
Way back when freestyling and BMX bikes were just starting up there. There's a picture.
Late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
There's a picture of me over at the mall doing a tabletop off the drain.
Oh, very good.
We all used to work over at Huff's Bicycles. I don't know if you remember Huff's Bicycles. But anyway, to make a long story short, all the sports are great. We need our kids in there. We don't have kids riding bikes anymore because the streets aren't made for that anymore. I understand the causes because I was in that, but I understand the causes for bike lanes. I understand the causes that our developments, our neighborhoods don't have sidewalks. Our neighborhoods don't have space. You know, people are double parked all over the place. It's there's a lot of regulations, especially with building, that, like you said, oh, es compadre de alguien, es el amigo de otro. Let's just wash it off, and washing it off has caused more problems now, and it was problems that were around 20 years ago, 30 years ago that developed these neighborhoods have been around, really. You know, but the new ones we have to start dealing with and start placing good formats like the ones that you propose. But we can't deal with the mistakes we did in the past, but we have to learn from them, from that to occur anymore. And I think that's where I'm getting at with you.
Yes, to give you an example, or just to name a few ideas, I'm against taking real estate from roads to give to cyclists, even though I'm an avid cyclist and cyclist advocate, because that gives the cyclist a false sense of security. Riding next to vehicles is real dangerous. What I've been proposing for a few years is let's use all the real estate that we don't use, all the easements, all the creeks, and actually we put to use one of them on Del Mar. There's the Mike Doyle Trail. It's an electricity easement. It's completely away from vehicles. It's paved with nice green areas on the side, and so it's a real safe place. We have so many creeks that are not being used, and they have we can do something on those creeks, get the cyclists away from the streets in a safe area, and of course the kids will love that. And for parents, well, I know the kids is riding away from vehicles. I mean, us as cyclists, sometimes we have to use the streets, but I'm trying to do that to a minimum, to keep it at a minimum with several projects that I have. Hopefully once I get in there, we'll put them to work, and it'll be safer for motorists, and it'll be safer for cyclists, and it will encourage a healthier lifestyle for kids.
Absolutely. And not only for cyclists, and all the different sports. We have to use our recreation centers that we have to the fullest capacity. I think they might be used at 5%, maybe 10% top most. And we have to. I don't care if it's skateboarding. We brought the skateboarding parks because of an issue that occurred with one kid. So they were in a gutter, in a little water ditch. If you went there in front of some places, the police came there. That was off-duty police officer that the girlfriend had a shop there, and the kids were making noise. Y le habló y protestaron. And I remember Councilman Eliseo Valdez, Councilman Joe Guerra, Councilman Louis Bruni at that time, and Councilman Agregano were there. And when that issue came in, I brought the kids into City Hall. They set aside, that's where the skate park of that they started building, the one here and there was one I remember that was supposed to have been built at the park that's on International, the little center park. They were supposed to have done something for skaters there, which never happened. But things like that we need to change, because number one, kids, we need to protect our youth. We need to make sure that there's safety in there. We need to do all that. Those issues have to be in there. Now, with that concern in there, there's also, I've seen it in other cities, where the school districts and the municipalities come together and actually form parks around the schools that are already there now. Dallas does that, Plano does that. That they use the school district park for people to go out there and actually work out también, because it's around the school. Here we're not using that.
Well, there's so many improvements we can do on that topic. Just talking to people, now that I'm running for City Council District 6, the concern of other parents is, for example, some kids play soccer in a field that has almost no grass, real dangerous. And that can be solved, in a week. There's funds for that. So, I mean, we can just, it's not only putting grass on the fields, we have some underutilized equipment as well. Real estate, that's, I can say, like ponds that are empty, that are dry. We can use those, just put grass. Also, not just resurface them or enhance those parks, but we also, the main concern is also the sun that we have. So we need to build trees. We need to put some shaded areas, maybe not on the whole field, but parts of the field, so at least they can cool down. Maybe put some misters. There's so much improvements that can be made without any cost to the taxpayers because that money is already allocated. It's just being underutilized or utilized on something else. But that's one part of it, which is getting a healthier lifestyle, disciplined kids. All the kids can get out of the energy, and that's a domino effect. Parents, they have healthier kids, so they have less issues to deal with, and we can move in also to saving taxes. Taxes, as you know, and most of us know, keep going up every year because the appraisals are going up. I mean, these last 2 years, if anybody has any commercial real estate, any investment, a condo, townhome, they went up 50, 100% in some cases. Most people don't fight them, they can fight for those to lower their appraised value. But there's something the city can do as well. It used to be called the effective tax rate, where as values increase, you can decrease the rate of taxing, and that's how you help the city. But that's something the city almost never wants to do.
Now, why would you say that they don't want to do that? What's the main issue that
They want to have extra money for hire more people,
or
sometimes we have 5 people doing the job of 3 people,
I think we need to put, instead of, like you said, the city has more committees everywhere else. There's more appointees and committees that we don't have, how to watch the sun, how to look for butterflies. I mean, there's committees for a bunch of stuff that's basically nonsense. If you're going to be a city council member, you don't need a committee. You're getting paid for that work, most of them. You should be able to say, we don't like that.
Well, the committee it won't be citizens that volunteer, and you need citizens' input. People that are involved with the community, you want that input, At the end of the day, the councilman and city council will do what they think is best, but they want that input from citizens. And it's mostly people that want to help. So, you take recommendations from them, but you still do, you make the decision yourself. And I think it's fine to have the committee there, to give you recommendations, to listen to other people in your district, but we need to move that more efficiently. We need to make a decision within 2 weeks, not in 6 months. We just delaying everything. To give you an example, some road extensions, Dr. Martinez, was working on the extension of, I think the street is Crossroads between Plantation and Shiloh. On his speech, he said it took him about 12, 14 years, and it's 2 blocks. How can it take so long? What happened? What was missing? I guess he concentrated most of his effort in doing that, and we're happy he did that. But why did it take so long? We need to look at why it's taking so long to get something accomplished. Other problems that we're seeing, talking to other investors, I said, I had my shopping center that I invest over $2 million, and I couldn't get water on the water meter. So I couldn't get the business permit to operate. And it took me 8 months. So if you're an investor and it's taking you 8 months to open a building that's already open, you're paying taxes for those 8 months. Your investment is just sitting there. You're not creating the jobs for all those shopping centers. So we need to speed that process. And I have a solution for that process, that it will work for the city. It will make it easier for the city employees to do their job. And it will be an incentive for investors to keep on investing in our city.
It's funny that you say that because people need to invest in your city. There's a lot of people here that invest in their city with events, just like you've been with the bikes races and so on and so forth, and we've done with Savat and the martial arts for many, many years as well. I was going to bring in, and I'm still contemplating bringing in, and some speakers, some not only motivational speakers, some speakers for other reasons. Mm-hmm. Why? Because of what COVID did. Now we're past COVID. Well, now we're post-COVID, right? But what happens with what happened during COVID? Small businesses were destroyed. To me, they were destroyed on purpose by the health department and the city that we had. They really didn't care. There were only 2 city council members that, when they closed everything down, really cared about the small businesses. And I repeat their name. One was Mercurio Martinez, and the other one was Vidal Rodriguez. The rest of them didn't even know what was going on. Later on, some of them came back kind of startled about everything else. I understand. People figure, okay. But what I'm getting at is this individual for this event, his fee is $25,000. Okay? And we're talking about arranging it. We're negotiating the whole thing, and he goes to Laredo, Texas. He goes, my management personnel is going to go there because he goes, I attract people. He goes, they give me a list. Number one, you do have a venue that can probably sit the people that we're bringing in, which is the arena. He goes, okay, you all don't have the hotels. Every hotel's is booked up. You don't have the number of people. He goes, we have, no matter where we go, when I do the speech, where we speak, we bring in from out of town to that people, more than 60% of the people, the attendees, go. So when they tell you that Laredo's not good for that, then there's something wrong. You know what? You can't really invest in stuff like that because we don't have the space. Even we don't have the space to do it. And people look into stuff like that for Laredo. Conventions look into it the same way. The gun show looks into it the same way. I told the owners of Sac, said, how come you don't have it in Laredo?
It goes back to helping investors. It goes back to helping investors. Let's incentivize these local investors. This guy, that is living in our city, willing to invest his hard-earned money into another hotel.
Absolutely.
We need to facilitate that for him. And if it's a local investor, I think they should have a little extra. We should be able to help them a little bit extra. I feel that investors from out of town, we roll the red carpet, and that's great. We need to, but we need to do a little bit more for our local investors, for our local people, help our local economy. They are the people creating jobs. The government does not create jobs. We need to incentivize Mr. X, Mr. Y to invest in our city, to do another hotel, to have more just general investment, commercial investment in our town.
Listen, we've been looking for open up another space. Okay, we've been looking throughout the whole thing, and helping others in commercial real estate. To most of the commercial real estate here, they're shells. You have to build the inside out. By the time you get a building inspector to go in there, it's anywhere between 15 days to 20 days to go give you the opportunity.
You're already paying interest and property taxes. Interest and property taxes.
Not only that, you're already paying, if you're renting and you're constructing this, you're already paying an extra month. So by the time you're finished with this, you're paying 4, 5, maybe 6 months before you even start opening your business. It's ridiculous the time frame that we have here. Every department, I hate to say this, and you have to call everybody out. I'm sorry. We're not calling them out. We're just playing musical chairs.
I've been dealing with the city on several issues, including water, with the planning department. They have great individuals there. They're really nice people. They're always willing to help. Sometimes they don't have the resources. They don't have, or the protocols that they use, they're too outdated. The systems do not interact with the other system. We need to bring all the information from the city together so employees for the city can do the work more efficiently in the time that they have. And they can do it. It's just implementing new technology that's out there. And we can bring all those people and cut those inspections into, cut 2/3 of that time. But, I know I've dealt with a bunch of people in the city, and believe me, they're just, the ones that I dealt with have been so helpful. They always go beyond what they're asked for, but they don't have the equipment. That's what I have seen.
We have some good guys working there, but what I'm saying is that we cannot have somebody that did a poor job in this department and all of a sudden make them assistant city manager. Mm-hmm. Understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now you're going to be the head of this over here. Well, we can barely do that one over there. Now you're going to make them the head of what? So we have to really start looking into all this stuff in here, and it's sad, but I think I'm being very pessimistic about the outcome of our city right now, especially with the people that are, some of the candidates that are coming up there, and you're looking at them and you know their background and you know the association that they're at, and that you're like,
well, if you look at my background, if you look what I've done with the city, the help, I've always been at city council. I always give my point of view. Even when we couldn't go into city council, I make sure I send in my comment when there was a controversial issue that they were dealing. I will take the time to study it, research it, send in my comment. And right now, Laredo is at a turning point. There's a bunch of people that have invested and they want to develop the land, and we need to help those people. There's a new government coming into the state. Whoever wins, if Governor Abbott stays, if there's a new governor, we need to find a way to work with that government to bring in money to the city, because there's money out there from the state, and it will not cost Laredo taxpayers a lot. Or maybe we can put 10%, the state gives us the 90% for that project. We need to look into that and work with whatever government is coming up.
Sure. And that's the problem, because there's a lot of changes coming around. And and I'm glad that you're standing up, and I'm glad that you said, what, it takes a lot of guts to put your name on it.
Yeah, that's what they told me. It takes a lot of guts to just go in there and call all your friends, come help me. But I've been getting such a nice response. I've been enjoying this so much. Even as I was coming to your show, my high school coach, sent me a text message. He got a hold of my number. He said, it will be an honor to be at your campaign kickoff. I invited him, okay, coach, hopefully you can say a few words. It will be the highlight of the night, because besides my parents, my family, he's like, my coaches were my mentors. They're the ones that taught me discipline, self-control, discipline, and to never give up. And, and that's why I'm here.
Absolutely. Well, the campaign, early voting is when?
It starts in October. The election is November the 8th. And in this district elections, every vote really counts. We always say every vote counts, and it does. But district elections, man, sometimes people win by 4 votes, by 7 votes, 14 votes. So I ask all my friends, if some people might not live in the district, some of my friends, some of my family does not live in the district, take one person to vote for me, and that will be your vote.
And people listen, folks, you're listening to this, research each and every candidate. Not only research them, research who they hang around with, who they're. I want to say this: whoever you hang around with is who you are, and that is that is reality.
You're an average of the 5 people you hang around with.
So you have to look at everybody that's around, who are pushing, what groups are pushing, because remember, that's going to be their representative.
And what you need to look at, as most people will say, this is what I want to do. This is like I've been saying. Once I get in there, I have solutions for all the major issues that can be implemented on the first week without a cost to the taxpayer. But don't look at that. Look at what I've done in the past. How I spoke to save, to help the service industry. All the research I did on my own to find out the real root of the problem of the water that we have. The problem of the water. I was the only one doing all the research, and the only one that went to city council and told them, this is what the problem is. This is the root. This is where we need to start. We need to hire the right people to do the job, so they don't close the wrong valve and they cause all that problem.
And there's people like you that are out there that are helping the city. There's plenty. Now it's time for you to, as a candidate, to start looking at everybody and really doing the research of everybody. Okay, understand that. And it's right now. It's not the time to pick, the best bumper sticker and he had the best sign and what he likes butterflies or what have you. You have to go with a person that has experience and people that have been doing something in the community. If you've never done something in the community, de repente you're gonna run and all of a sudden here's a case of water. I'm taking it to the old folks down the street. You never did anything before. You didn't even shake hands with that old person that
you never even lived in the city.
And then all of a sudden now you bring, por favor, people see that.
And that's what I'm trying to tell people. Don't vote for me because you're my friend or I dealt with you in the past or I help your business. Vote for me because I'm really the best candidate for the job. I'm the one who has been experienced. I've been working with the city since 1990, trying to get community, money into the community by doing sports venues. I remember dealing with hotels, La Posada. Hey, give us a deal so I can, register that hotel as a host hotel. We bring in 10 rooms, 20 rooms. Go to a restaurant. Hey, give us a deal so I can give them a coupon for your restaurant. Taco Tote will help us with food. Everybody tries to contribute. And everybody, when I'm doing an event, And I enjoy it, you know, not only bringing the people, getting together with people that share the same hobby, but just talking to all those business owners, how they're really willing to help the community. If you just ask them, if you're doing something for the community, they're willing to help you as well.
Absolutely.
So we need to help those investors as well.
Absolutely. And folks, you guys, you know, it's true. People that have been around, people that have done something, right now is the time to start getting these people that have done something. That have done something, remember that, have done something. If you haven't, step out of the way. You know, there's people out there that how can I put it? We have a lot of people running
Because they want the
wrong
title.
reasons. Yeah.
They want the job. I mean, they asked me, does he pay good? I haven't even researched that. Because I've been doing that all this time. I'm doing it so I can keep on doing what I've been doing for the last 10, 15 years. That's the reason I'm running. Not because I'm on the title or the salary. I don't even know how much they pay.
Okay. Folks, if people want to get involved with your campaign, how can they reach you?
They can add me on Facebook. So far, I have Fernando Baldazo. Just add me on Facebook. I'll be opening a new page for my District 6 run. But so far, you know, I've been dealing it with just a few friends helping me, grassroots, you know, some really close friends, 1 or 2 volunteers. I'll be get to that, you know, I'll be getting my webpage as well. But add me on Facebook and go to my campaign kickoff. I'm already doing something for the community to enhance the life of everybody, to have a better quality of life. So we're gonna do it at Playmore at 6:30 p.m. on August the 3rd. And on that day, there's gonna be, of course, happy hour for adults, but you can bring in your kids because there's gonna be, I think one price is $16 and your kids can play all the bowling they want and all the video games, unlimited video games, all day, all night for $16. So it's a family-oriented event. I hope to see you there. I'll be there. You can bring me your concerns. You want to help out the campaign, you know, I would love that. If you just want to put a sign on your yard, you know, we'll register your address and we'll start putting up the sign as soon as I get them, you know. And hopefully, if you don't live on the district, get somebody that lives on the district to vote for me. And I need to get in there so I can keep on doing the job that I've been doing.
Absolutely. Folks, we're going to leave you with this. Understand that this vote this year for Laredo, it's either going to make it or break it. So it's a very important race. It's a very important election season. Go out there and understand what you're doing.
We're replacing 4 of the candidates at City Council.
5.
5? I think it's 4 and 4 every 4 years.
No,
Okay.
but the mayor also.
Oh, the mayor, yeah, as well. The
So
mayor.
you have 4.
4 plus the mayor.
There's no incumbents running, so you got a clean slate.
Well, we don't know if Marta's running or not, but at least, I mean, there's going to be 4 city council and the mayor. So whoever we choose is going to dictate the outcome for this time where Laredo is at a key point. We either make it, like you say, and we stabilize ourselves and move a little bit forward, or we just go downhill.
That's exactly right. And you said that, and other candidates are realizing the need of that. So folks, understand that. And, you know, there's a lot of things that need to be changed. We're not pointing any fingers. We're not judging anybody because who am I to judge? But I think there's a lot. We need to put people in there that can do the work. You know, if you have an executive chef trying to turn off a fire inside a house, it doesn't work. And if you have a fireman trying to become an executive chef, it doesn't work either.
Exactly.
So you have to put people in there that understand what's going on, and not think they understand what's going on. Okay, the big difference. Till next time, much peace. Stay safe.